Welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. And joining me through StreamYards, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris? What's good, everybody listening?
Hey. Also joining us, it is our producer, Edgelord Big News, Brian.
なんというビッグニュース
Sup, nerds? Ooh, hitting that note. Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy holidays to all those who celebrate. It is our special holiday episode. It's also the last episode of the year as Jump is off next week. But excited to be here with you guys one more time. How are your guys' weeks going?
Going good. Well, like always, it just started. But
Yeah, it is Monday. Fair.
The prior week was chill. Had a very chill weekend. I had my first day where I felt real fatigued playing one of my favorite games, which is Marvel Rivals. So I had to take almost the whole Sunday off from playing that shit.
It'd be that way sometimes. Yeah. I get fatigued pretty easily from playing Madden. I play one game because I play like the whole game, like 15-minute quarters. And I'm like, all right, one game is enough.
Yeah, that shit is plenty.
Yeah. Boys, very excited to get into this show. Josh, how's your One Piece journey going?
I'm in Elbath, bros.
Hey.
Yeah. I've taken some pictures of some moments I want to talk about. So, what do I want to talk about? Yeah, sorry guys. The last thing that happened is that Loki just got up. They unlocked, Luffy and Zoro unlocked his chains and all of that, and he stood up. All of the pirates are down there. The kids just started getting abducted now. All right, it's coming back to me. I want to talk about. It is so insane how every time there's things we constantly say at New Jump City. One is that World Trigger is the best, and another thing we always say is that you have to reread One Piece. You can't just watch it one time. You can't just read it once. You have to go back, because even though this shit, I just seen this shit months ago, right? It makes so much sense, like why Elbath is structured the way it was, like with them going in. And I remember feeling so weird. Like I remember thinking like, oh, like I'm like excited for Elbath. Then we got there and things were kind of like different and like they were like non-violent. And I kind of felt let down myself. And I guess that was a good job by Oda. But it's like rereading this, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like, I'm happy that Elbath isn't the way that that Luffy and Usopp thought it would be, or that, they're not all like Dory and Bragi trying to kill each other or whatever.
Yeah.
It was cool because like it showed that they wanted to try to grow from what they were before. And I guess there's nothing too profound in that.
Yeah.
It just had it's just a different vibe to this introduction to Elbath. And all right, this is the feeling. Elbath felt so vulnerable when we were first reading it, and that's what was unsettling. It's like, what the fuck? You guys are all giants. Like, what's going on? You guys are getting creamed right now.
Yeah.
But with the context of understanding how like strong the Holy Knights are, they're not just the next emperor or admiral. These niggas is different.
Yeah.
Well, not that they're, I'm sure like some emperors are stronger than them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, they're just a different breed.
Mm-hmm. They're unkillable.
These guys are connected with Emu. Yeah. Yeah, essentially. So it's not really an issue that can be solved with brute force, even if they were in a position to. And they're not, because they're dealing with all these fucking monsters. and then like they're targeting the children, and it's like even if the children were all like warriors, they still could have got caught. You know what I mean? Whether they were softened or not, you know what I mean? They could have been snatched because they're much more wieldy than like the adult giants or whatever. So this plan still would have went along probably. But it's even more of a shame because they're trying to be passive and this shit happened to them. So it kind of, so instead of like things feeling so vulnerable, it feels more tragic.
Yeah.
It's way more empathy instead of this like shock, like what the fuck?
What the
Like,
hell?
how y'all letting this happen? Yeah. That's I guess something I really wanted to talk about. Man, I can't wait to talk about One Piece this week though.
Oh yeah. Those are your thoughts so far?
Oh, Roto is hilarious.
Roto is hilarious. I remember that one line. I don't know. It's like he's just like wants to be a fucking sub to Nami. Or not Nami, but the girl, the doctor of the new giant pirates.
Yeah.
It's very funny. My jump journey is a continuing onward. I'm reading Older right now. I'm like not too far behind. Older is a newer series, but it's also probably going to get canceled, unfortunately. It's been at the bottom of the rankings for quite some time. And it's I wish it weren't, but I kind of understand probably why. And I feel like sometimes when series get canceled at Jump, they become like kind of I guess for lack of a better term, becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy where I feel like they have to, whenever an artist feels like they're like at the bottom, they have to kind of like rev things up. And in doing that, they have to like take shortcuts in a way of making like creating more cliches and writing themselves just like into a more basic form. And I feel like Oder's definitely doing that to itself. I will say I always like this guy's art style, and I think he's like really showing out as an artist in this series.
What was his previous series?
He has another one. He had one before that was also canceled. I don't remember the exact title of it. I think it's called it's like Red Hood, something like that. It's also kind of like a very similar vein. It's a fantasy series. Yeah, the Hunters Guild Red Hood was his previous series. And this is also kind of like a fantasy story. But Older, right now I'm not finished catching up with it. It'll stay where it is. But that's what I'm currently, the batch that I'm currently getting through. Ganran Egg also stays where it is. I'm sorry, Josh. It's not moving right now.
It's only 10 chapters in.
Less, I think. Is it 10 chapters
9?
in? Yeah, 9 chapters. Yeah, Ganran Egg is gonna stay where it is. I think everything's staying where it is right now. I feel like I haven't made a lot of progress. I think after Oder, I'm actually gonna start reading Me and Roboco because that's the one series I haven't touched at all. And
Incoming A rank.
possibly. I mean, you never know. It could be. It's a gag manga, mostly for children. It looks like. So we'll have to see. But it could be fucking hilarious. Who knows? But yeah, not a lot of movement today. Everything's kind of staying where it is, just because I'm still reading Oder, and then after Oder, I'm reading Me and Roboco, and then I'm finally getting back on my Shinobi Undercover grind and getting through that a little bit more. As I've been meaning to, because it's like kind of the series that I started reading, because I've been caught up to Ichi the Witch from the beginning. I've been caught up with Harukaze Mountain from the beginning, and Magician Next Door and Hero and Demon Girl Call It Quits. I've been caught up with those from the start, but Shinobi Undercover is really good. And could be a sleeper upper B rank one. So we'll have to see. But that's all I really got for my Shonen Jump journey right now. By next year, my resolution, I suppose, is to maybe even be caught up with most things by your New Age Exorcist and Elusive Samurai are longer series, or they're like the more tenured ones, so those might take me a while.
No way.
But everything else I should be able to actually catch up to, because I believe Shinobi Undercover is only 70 chapters up to this point. Witch Watch I'm already caught up with. Hema 10 is also like pretty short right now, pretty one of the newer ones. So maybe by the first show of the new year, I'll be caught up to most of the newer series. So we'll have to see. But that's all I got. That's all I got this week in terms of the Jump series. Shall we move on to the main show, guys?
Yes, sir.
Let's fucking go, boys. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1169. Nice. My death cannot come soon enough. First of all, color page exquisite this week. We got basically a fucking dapped out portrait of the Rocks Pirates. It is super duper cool. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about that one. Very cool color page of the Rocks Pirates.
I'm gonna send you guys something.
Okay. But yeah, pretty cool. As I wait for Josh to send me something.
It has to do with the first photo. Give me one moment.
Hurry.
I believe we spoke about this already, but
Holy.
okay.
Caribou? Oh, you're referring to Wang Ji?
Yes.
I mean, bro. I mean, it's convincing. I wouldn't be exactly shocked, bro. I mean, look, you mentioned this before, and I have been intrigued.
I think this picture here is a confirmation.
It could be. He looks a lot like him. I will grant you that.
How else did he become a semi big time pirate?
So, for those of you who can't see it, because he sent it to my phone, Josh sent me a picture of wet-haired caribou, who he theorizes is the son of Wang Shi, former ruler of the pirate island full of lead. So,
and he's ultimately going to get his revenge against Blackbeard.
You killed my father. Hey, you never know. I mean, he is going to see Blackbeard, sorry. He might find out. I will say, Whitebeard's with Stussy in this 2-page spread right now. So, I guess we know who won out there. Gloriosa's on the entire other side of the couch.
Yeah.
That son of his might be real. Weevil might be real.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
You don't remember Weevil?
Yeah, I do. I sure do.
Bro.
Man, these niggas is giants, bro. And there's actual giants.
I love the fucking scale of the characters sometimes, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Too.
He scales everybody super cool, size-wise. But anyway. That was a color spread. We start off this chapter 14 years ago in the sun world of Elbaf, in Gabon's house. Shanks and Gabon are talking and catching up. And I guess Gabon tells Shanks that Roger had a son, Ace, obviously. And apparently, Gabon heard this from Garp, so I guess he keeps in touch with the random members of Roger's crew.
Well, I wouldn't say Gabon is a random member of the crew.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying I guess more, I I guess randomly keeps contact somehow, some way with the members of Roger's crew. He's not a random. He is Scopper Gaban. But yeah, he's like, wow. And Shanks is like, I'm amazed he survived that the Navy search. Well, in that case, I guess he's like a little brother to me. So that's sweet. Aw, and Gaban is like, yeah, that's right, because you and Buggy were our sons. And that's very sweet. That's like a sweet little moment. So, you know, he's like, oh, if he's got Captain Rogers' blood, then I guess he'll be the next generation's king of the pirates. And Gaban's like, hey, it's not a hereditary position, you know. He says sometimes those with the greatest expectations placed on them fail to achieve that greatness. Jesus Christ, Gaban.
Wow.
That's exactly what happens, I suppose. Jeez Louise.
Tasteless. You
Tasteless.
should have known in the future that was going to happen.
You didn't know. You should have known that he was going to get donutted.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he knows that it's Ace, though. That's the thing.
What do you mean?
I think he just knows that
that Roger.
Roger's son exists, but I don't think he knows who his son is.
Yeah, I would be surprised because they look just like each other. You would think that he would be able to see him immediately in the pictures, like in Ace's Warner poster. But it doesn't matter, really. So yeah, we cut back to the Aurus castle. Last we left off here, Harold had just realized that he has given Emu in the entire control of his body, and Emu had just commanded him to force all of the people of Elbaf to be soldiers in the world government's army. And where he just seemed to have cut down one of his guards. And he's like, why did I cut down my own guard? It was like my own body moved on its own. So it's not looking great. And after like pondering all of this, he's just like, oh shit, you know, as long as I continue to live, my presence will only make this country worse. And he immediately turns to his guards and commands them to kill him. And as he's doing that, Emu takes over his body again and he starts attacking his people. And just as Loki and Ja Rule walk in, we get that scene that we first saw when this flashback started of Harold being impaled several times over by his own guards. And as they're doing that, he can feel his body regenerating. And unfortunately, he's not able to stop himself from attacking his own men again. Loki and Ja Rule are stunned. They're like, whoa, geez. And at that point, we cut back to Shanks and Gaban as Shanks explains the Shallows Covenant. You know, he explains that, you know, as long as they're out of range, the Shallows Covenant prevents them from having to follow Emu's commands. But Harold signed the what was it? He made that the Depths Covenant, I think it was. And obviously,
wait,
what?
Is that the arm that he lost?
Ooh, that's a good question.
He still has both arms here, I think, right?
Yeah, no, at this point he hasn't lost one of his arms, but I think that is the arm that he lost. So he may not be under the control of the Covenant anymore. Maybe that's why he let that thing take his...
He lost his arm.
Maybe that's why he let that thing take his arm.
Yeah, that's crazy. I doubt it. Anyway, I doubt it.
I mean, he did say that losing his arm was like an intentional sacrifice. He sees it as like kind of a sacrifice for the new generation. So maybe he sacrificed his arm so he could for sure not be controlled by Emu down the line.
Yeah, maybe it came down to that. Yeah, I think maybe it was something like that.
Now that he found Luffy and found the guy who's going to lead, he has to be sure that he's not going to be like a detriment in a huge way. But Brian, can you look up whether that's the arm that he actually lost?
What is it, his left arm?
Yeah, it should be his left arm. So,
Oh,
well,
do you
that's a-
guys think that this is
Yeah,
Shanks before he
Shanks-
got the hockey nuts?
Shanks did lose his left arm.
oh shit, he lost his Covenant arm.
Hmm.
Mm.
And do you think this was prior to Shanks gaining the hockey nuts?
Hockey knots?
Yes.
What does that mean?
So, in a go for it, Chris. Explain what it is, and I'll explain the.
Well, you
agenda
remember
piece
Emmett? He had like the knot within him that had Joy Boy's hockey.
Oh.
So the story goes that Shanks actually doesn't have like powerful hockey that he wields himself. He actually just has a ton of hockey knots that he borrowed. I mean, that he got from Gold Roger before he passed.
Agenda
and-
piece strikes again.
And that's why you don't see him appearing and fighting as much, because he has to use it sparingly.
Yeah,
That is ridiculous.
that means
Bro, agenda piece needs to be stopped.
Yeah. I like when it's like obviously like,
he's got to have
what
like
do you call it?
hundreds of these knots.
Well, I mean, how many times have we seen him use it?
Well, that's only the time we've seen him use it. He has to have been using it for years.
Maybe he just used it once or twice in other areas and they knew like, oh,
Hockey knot Shanks.
yeah.
He showed up to Marineford. He's like, don't fucking, guys better stop this war. I got mad hockey knots here.
Yeah.
I got OD hockey knots on me, bro. You don't want
That's
this
the
shit.
thing, they don't know. They just assume that he has that level of power. So he pulled up and was like, yeah, remember you remember that hockey you felt years ago, right?
Yeah. These are,
You still want that? You want those problems?
I don't think you want those problems, bro. It could be.
Me bluffing the shit out of people.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
Nah, I fucks with Shanks though. He's a beast and he's stronger than Mihawk. I don't care. I think it's more believable that Mihawk uses black paint rather than Shanks has hockey knots, but whatever. Maybe I'm biased.
Yeah. Damn, you really pick up these agenda pieces. I don't know. I know the Mihawk one.
A lot.
I didn't know the hockey knots, but I knew that Mihawk just paints his sword black. So that it doesn't. So it looks like he's got a hockey on it. Oh man.
Yeah, that one was good. I had to share that with y'all.
Yeah, that one is good.
The slander was so good I had to interrupt the chapter.
No, I mean slander away, bro. I love One Piece. The One Piece slander is so absurd sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love it.
So yeah, Shanks basically explains how the last covenant works. We already know this kind of information. But Shanks goes on to say that if Harold agrees to the covenant, he'll be forced to do what those people say. And I know they lying. They're not gonna like fulfill their end of the deal. So he's like, I don't think Harold should join and unfortunately, as he's saying that, the immediate consequences of Harold already having joined the deepest of the covenants arises. They feel massive hockey coming from the castle. And we see that Harold is locked in battle with his dad. And Loki's like, hang on a second, Dad. The fact that you haven't died from all those wounds, or the fact that you're trying to kill me and the castle guards, where's this monster strength coming from?
Loki's wild. Yeah. You don't know how to feel.
Yeah, for real. Ja Rule pulls out his own sword. And he's like, I'm gonna have to square up to what's happened to you. What's come to your senses. And they managed to hold down Harold for a while. Harold in this moment asks them to, tells them that he's made a terrible mistake and that he's gonna lose his mind at some point. He tells Loki to listen closely and do as he says. He tells them to tell the people of Elbaf exactly what happened, that he killed his own guards, and that he used joining the world government as an excuse to do their dirty bidding. He explains that they lied to him And then he's like, I am about to hand over the people of Elbaf to the government as their slaves. And, explains that, the government deceived them and when they were never going to honor his request of joining the world government. And he commands Ja Rule to feed Loki the treasure of Elbaf, which is that forbidden devil fruit that Rox was talking about.
Jormungandr.
And apparently this devil fruit seems to be capable of killing holy knights or those who have made pacts with the covenant. So, he commands Loki to kill him and take the throne and to tell people what a fool of a king he was. And he's asking Loki to be the hero of Elbaf. And that once he's dead, his reputation means nothing. All that matters is Elbaf's future. And yeah, the plan goes into effect. Loki goes off to go eat the devil fruit, and Harold is let loose on the kingdom of Elbaf. He fucking blitzes through his own guards. And one of them tries to impale him through the neck, and he's like, "You killed them all. You're not the real King Harold." And possessed Harold is like, "But I am Harold, and now I am the vassal of the Great One. No one shall escape to tell what happened here." So this is not great. Harold is fully possessed at this point. And, Loki is on his way to eat the fruit. He's like, "Why do I have to eat some devil fruit? Then I won't be able to swim anymore." Harold shows up behind him and is like, "Don't you dare eat that fruit, Loki. It belongs to me." And he's like, "But you just told me to eat it."
Yo, when's the last time somebody was worried about that in One Piece?
For real.
That was nostalgic.
Yeah.
That was like a chapter 1 thing.
Yeah, it's a chapter 1 problem.
That was the last time I heard somebody be worried about swimming in One Piece was chapter 1.
Yeah. Ja Rule manages to impale Harold, and Harold turns around and shoves the sword back into Ja Rule's skull, which is how he got the sword there in the first place. So we now know. Harold starts to chase Loki, but he is intercepted by Shanks and Gabon.
Scappa?
Yes. Scappa Gabon.
I'm the son of Gabon.
Son of Gabon.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. So yeah, they're gonna have to hold Harold back. As Loki goes to get the fruit. Loki arrives at this treasure trove where the devil fruit is inside this chest, and we see that the hammer that Loki would wield in the future is sitting right beside it. But then as he approaches the chest with the devil fruit in it, the hammer starts to, I think it's called Ragnir, if I remember right. It starts to activate and starts to attack Loki. And that's where the chapter ends. Boy, oh boy. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1169?
Ooh. What could the fruit be?
Right?
What could it be, man? I mean, on the one hand, we have the Viking folklore. I'm sure there's like more. I'm sure there's like a more accurate name for it. Nordic.
The Nordic fruit.
No, I'm just all right. Anyway,
The
it
Norse
could be something
fruit?
cultural. It could be something like cultural, so like their mythos, like like Thor's mythos. It could be like Thor character, or it could be something that's also of demons and devils, just like Emu kind of is, and because they're the same like power source, maybe he can damage it. Maybe that's why it's a treasure in the first place. That's what I'm thinking. It's probably a combination of the two, right?
Yeah.
Some type of demonic fruit, because all we know is that after this event, Loki's chained up and treated like he's like, an enemy. So
Yeah.
I think his whatever fruit he used looks very scary and horrific as well.
Yeah. and was capable of killing Harold. So
Is that more specific to him as a giant, or him as in his state as a someone that can regenerate?
I think it was specific to his regeneration. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Is that like
Right?
Harold
Yeah.
right now is not killable by normal means.
Right.
So whatever fruit, and he specifically told Loki to get the fruit and then kill him. So the idea is
Yeah.
that the fruit is capable of ending the immortal lives of people.
We've seen that like strong enough conquerors hockey can damage them more, not permanently, but much more potently.
Yeah.
It makes their generation slower. But it's not like he's about to eat the fucking conquerors hockey fruit. You know what I mean? That's not what's
Strong
about
enough
to
hockey to
happen.
kill an immortal, strong enough hockey to kill an immortal fruit.
Yeah. Besides, I'm pretty sure Shanks got that one already. So
Yeah, he's got that.
no way
It's the
Loki-
knots,
yeah.
bro. It's the
So
not fruit.
It's gonna be some type of creature of, I'm telling you, of like demonic nature. Let me tell you guys something. I watched Lord of the Rings this
Really?
weekend. I mean, I watched it a long time ago
okay.
too, but it's rewatching it. It's a really nice movie. It's just all white people. By the way, I actually never realized that when I was a kid. Not one time
Yeah.
did I actually think about the fact that there was only white people.
Yeah.
In orcs in this movie, which is a little problematic, but I don't want to get into all of that. The point I wanted to bring up though about Lord of the Rings, that there's this huge fucking flaming monster. It's like the coolest part of the entire series.
The
Y'all know
Balrog?
it. The Balrog. When they said Balrog, I was like, really? The nigga from Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, I didn't
But
realize
that's why
that.
he's named Balrog. Now it makes
Whoa.
no wait. No, Balrog is the boxer.
Right?
But
Is
he's
that not Balrog? Is that the Balrog?
So what's funny about
Yeah, it's
that story?
Balrog.
Balrog. Yeah, but all right. So you know how M Bison is like the main bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's named their names were supposed to be switched. He was supposed to be Balrog, and the boxing dude was supposed to be M Bison, but they were scared about copyright laws that it was too close to Mike Tyson. So like
That's
that
crazy.
because that's who they was kind of. They didn't model the character on him, but like his how. He's like the most known boxer at the time.
Yeah, but how do you copyright a person? I don't think like Mike
I
Tyson
don't know, yeah.
has a patent on
Well,
himself.
no, I think they were worried about like that. Oh, like he's modeled after him. I guess they were scared of the legal team, so they just swapped it to be safe. And that's why the main evil villain is called M Bison.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Feel like I was making a point. Anyway, I think
Something about the
he's
Balrog.
gonna be a Balrog, bro. I think he's gonna be like like a flaming dark creature or some shit like that, like a real demon, because that's the flavor right now.
Yeah, that's the flavor right now.
And devils, sun gods and devils.
Yeah.
Who are the Half Moon people, bro?
Half Moon people?
Tell me who the Half Moon people are. It said it on the mural on the tree. I should have talked about that in the updates, but tell me who they are, Chris. You have to know.
I don't know.
Rack your brain.
I don't
Piece
know.
Knowledge.
I'll tell you what. It's funny. The earlier or the more recent arcs of One Piece are the ones that like kind of leave my mind at the moment until I read it again and I get to that point. So I don't remember a lot about actually the very beginning of this arc.
Fair enough. Is this what happened with Garp? Is this why he does what he does? Has he also signed a pact?
No, he doesn't have a covenants pack. At least as far
He
as
does
I know.
this on free will.
Yeah. This was his call. Unless he secretly signed a pact.
Sure. He would still be at fault, but it would understand why he stood for all these years. Oh no, what did he say? Someone has to protect the rank and file, right?
Yeah.
He's doing a great job of that. That's sarcasm.
If Ace was one of the
So,
rank and
Brian-
file, he'd still be alive right now.
I guess. But he's a pirate, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
He didn't do half the shit that the people you work for did, but you know, he I guess whatever. Anyway, Brian, what were your thoughts?
Um,
Do you love Garp and accept his ways?
I want to know why Garp is like what got him to become a Marine in the first place. That's still,
Because he's a bitch ass nigga.
I mean, there's something about him that we don't know yet. For somebody as like with as strong conviction as him, like Conqueror's Hockey only is really that strong when it's somebody who like truly fucking believes in something, you know what I mean? Or like is truly so unwavering. So some shit must have happened in his young age that made him believe that being a Marine is like truly something he fucking believes in, you know? So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt until his backstory, you know what I mean?
I know what it was. His dad was a Marine, right? And what happened was a pirate came around and stole his mom from his dad romantically, and he's hated pirates ever since.
Damn.
Well, you know, I think
got it.
the one image we have of Garp as a kid is that he's just kind of like, he was very similar to Luffy's coming up. Like he was riding a tiger and he had like a treasure chest on him. It was one of those like little drawings of that Oda does of characters as children.
Yeah.
And he drew Garp.
He had a
as a
treasure
kid.
chest?
Yeah, like a treasure chest, and he was riding a tiger. And it seems like, you know, he might have like a similar upbringing bringing to Luffy, where he grew up in the fucking mountains. But I don't know. I don't know why they're Marines. I think that's a good question.
But anyway, I feel like this moment here where this guy doesn't even become Dami Reversied. He just naturally gets corrupted by the mark. And this leads to another question, which is were the rest of the God Knights really like naturally pieces of shit, or did the mark change them into becoming pieces of shit?
I would say, given that the Holy Knights seem to be kids who were born and raised on Marijoa, I would maybe chance that they were always pieces of shit. But maybe it's different for some of them. Maybe it's possible that Gunko is the exception to that rule, because it seems that, you know, there might be something that is a more than meets the eye thing with her. But yeah, I mean, Harold doesn't need to be Domi Reversied because he has the Covenant. Like,
Yeah. I'm thinking that like it was just a different one they put on Harold, and which is like separate from the ones that like I guess the Holy Knights born and raised in the land or of that lineage. He's a giant, you know. This is the first time somebody that was non-human, I think, became a Holy Knight.
mm-hmm.
Right? As far as I know.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think it was just always set up that way that he was going to be controlled directly without even having to be reverse seed or whatever.
Yeah, I think I would say that all the Holy Knights have that same kind of deal with the Covenants, that they all have to follow, you know, his commands in that same way.
Oh, well, hold on. I just wanted to add that the reason I think that is because that's probably why Shanks, you know, was able to have the Covenant, unless he found a way to like remove it somehow.
Shanks never got the upgrade. Like when they both signed up for the Shallow one, they both still had that, but after you get out of Emu's range, he can't control you like that. But with that deeper Covenant that Harold now has, Emu can control you from anywhere.
Oh, that's why him losing his arm probably was.
Yeah, that's why,
bigger than-
you know, it's a big deal. Because wherever that arm is, it's very out of range. It's in the East Blue, if it's even still intact and still usable.
Yeah.
Because it's been like 17 years.
Hopefully Moria doesn't scoop that up.
Well, it's in the East Blue inside of a monster. It's probably well digested by now.
Oh, yeah. He digested a Covenant on.
Yeah. What if that monster comes back? He's like,
yo,
this problem.
Do you want me to reverse it? The biggest problem. And it finally, that's what kills Shane. Yeah.
The sea monster gets commanded by evil. It becomes a holy knight. And it kills Shane.
Yes, it is fucking huge. Like, just the biggest problem ever. Like,
it's got arms and legs now, and it's a master swordsman.
That's what they had to use that big sword in the tree for, to fight against that shit. And Loki's gonna help them because he's big as hell too. Yo.
Hey, we're theorying right now. This is
oh my god.
We're thinking
this is usually Brian's role.
Yeah, we think outside of the box here in New Jump City. We're claiming that the sea monster from chapter 1 is gonna come back as a holy knight.
That was chapter 1, yo. It wasn't even a fucking Neptunian. It was
just a regular ass sea monster.
We're a Neptunian now.
Oh, bro, imagine.
Fucking super evil Neptunian. A Neptunian with purpose.
Yeah. Oh my god. Sorry, Brian. We didn't mean to hijack your thoughts. What else did you?
I didn't have much else to say, to be honest.
All right. Well, yeah. You know, color page go burr. I love this color page a lot. It's pretty cool. This wasn't my RGC, but it was still a very good chapter. I'm excited to see what the next chapter will bring. Will we see Loki's devil fruit? I feel like they're still going to withhold that somehow. They're going to find a way to kill Harold off screen with the devil fruit power, so we won't know until we come back to the present and it gets revealed. I think Harold's going to kill a couple of holy knights in the present day. That
would be sick.
It's going to be fucking sick, dude. He's going to kill someone. He's probably going to kill the Thorn guy because he's such a piece of shit.
All right, better. I just want to acknowledge one thing before we move on from One Piece. So if you go to page 5, I think it's page 5. There's a panel where it showed he had ripped out like his horns, like previously. Yeah. So now remember, when I'm first reading it, I read it was a waste. It was all for nothing. As I see over that, he's ripping his horns off, and at first I took that as damn, like. You did do that shit for no reason. I thought he was talking about that in particular.
Yeah, he was talking about the horns.
Bro. And then he said 140. I was like, oh, you're talking about like that.
The whole scope of your life was a waste.
Yeah, right.
Not just
I thought specifically he was like, God damn it, why'd I rip my horns off for this?
Well, that was the first thing that came to mind. He was like, he's got to be a little embarrassed at that point. He's like, I didn't have to go that hard.
I thought that's what it was all about, but
it's at least 70% about that.
I would believe so.
I
want to believe that.
He's like, oh my God, I can't believe I ripped off my fucking sick horns for this. I didn't even have to, probably. They probably would have given me the covenants without it.
Right, like that specifically, like wow, like I would have been in the same ass situation with my horns. Right,
yeah, they really wanted to put me under their control. I didn't have to do all this.
I did not. I was really fucking shucking and jiving for these.
I was really fucking tap dancing for these guys, man.
Yeah, this is a good chapter. I noticed it was no one's RGC.
Yeah,
I guess. because this guy has made a complete fucking fool of himself, and it's hard to watch.
Yeah, it's cringe. We're just like, ugh.
It is. It's fucking cringe.
Ugh.
Yeah, yikes.
All right. Well, I don't really have much thoughts outside of that. I think it's pretty cool, but I think next chapter will be RGC material. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, same.
Shall we move on to the next one, boys?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 242, A Young Girl's Memory. Last we left off, Sakamoto is fat again, and he just defeated Torres.
Whooped his ass.
Yeah, beat it bad.
That probably was ass whooping of the week. We just
we didn't. I thought there was maybe going to be more, but I guess not. So we can't give it to him. We can't give it to him a week
Well, he's
late.
still in the same spot he was last week. So enough said.
Yeah, but you know what? Torres is also still conscious, and they ended on good terms. I feel like ass whooping of the week has to be a more definitive. Like you just got knocked out because it's about slumbering, and Torres didn't slumber. Yeah. I'll tell you that. But it was close. Anyway, so Torres and Sakamoto start this chapter off by chatting, and Torres asks Sakamoto what his goal is, and Sakamoto says that he's going to take over the JAA to rid this country of assassins. And Torres is like, wow, you're hilarious. And Sakamoto leaves, and Torres is like, hey, that wager, I want in. And Sakamoto's like, no. It's like, you just want to help because if the JAA goes away, so does your debt. And Torres is like, you're pretty sharp for a moron. And then the TV that was right next to them suddenly turns on, and we see a credit title card of Murder Films. And so this is a Murder Films documentary. This documentary is the chronicle of a young woman bent on revenge. After the aunt she loves like a sister is murdered, she dedicates herself to the life of an assassin to vanquish her aunt's killer. And we see that Akira has arrived at X's house or lair or headquarters or wherever he is. And we see that the film guy is the one obviously documenting this, of course. And he's narrating this as well. And he's like, but in the end, her determination wavers, but in the end, the girl concludes. And everybody is watching this, by the way. Like it's playing on every TV ever. So, X starts to talk to her. He's like, yo, Akira, I didn't expect to see you again. And, Akira's like, all this time I hated you and I wanted to kill you, but now I bear you no grudge. I understand that you were a victim of the JAA's machinations too, but what you're doing is wrong and I have to stop you. And the determination in his eyes reminds X of a cow, which, drives him fucking nuts. And he's like, why would you say that, Rion? He's like, you're the one who's wrong. You're the one who said that you wanted to make a kinder, gentler world. He's like, that beautiful world would never exist. I proved that, didn't I? And Akira's like, well, you mean your plan of arming Japanese citizens? That proved nothing. Of the people who were victimized in that mayhem, I'm sure there were kind, gentle people who wanted peace. You just hate your own life. It's all disgusting. It's all your disgusting way of taking it out on other people. Is that maybe at one point you couldn't fully embrace evil, but now you're an assassin through and through. X is like blown away by that statement.
Yeah,
he's like, whoa,
mind blown emoji.
Whoa, yeah, it's the exploding head.
Whoa. Because he thinks Rion's saying this shit to him right now. By the way,
yeah. Cinema Guy starts crying, and he's like, Akira, ever since I first saw you, I knew you were the main character. He's like, I'm glad I followed you. I'll follow this story to the end and capture it with my camera. It's my duty as a director. And X is like, yes, that's right. no, Rion is inside of me. She's not. That's Akira. She's not Rion. And Akira's like, Rion has gone. Stop clinging to a figment of your own imagination. Is
Hey,
like,
psycho.
and he's like, you say that, but this voice is. He's like doing. He turns into Takamura, and he takes a slice at Akira, but Akira manages to parry him expertly and cutting X. He's like, I did it. The counter attack I imagined. The sharper person's instincts, the more vulnerable they are to an intricate fate. And yeah, X is still in Takamura mode where he's like, and director guy is like, well, in a split second, the way she drew Takamura in, that's a cow's bloodline, all right? That innate killing talent. So Akira's about to square up with X, who is in Takamura mode, and that is the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about Sakamoto Days chapter 242?
I like this chapter a lot, and because I really enjoy the direction they're going with Akira. What's her name again?
Yeah, that's Akira.
Akira. Because I thought it was so stupid before, like her following X because she really thought it was her sister. I mean, her older sister or something like that, right?
Her aunt. Rion was her aunt.
Yeah. It's like, come on, Shorty, you're better than that, man.
Yeah.
You can't be this.
It's like a whole ass grown man.
Shit. Yeah, there's some like novellas right here, right? Yeah, grown. Yeah, come on, like what's wrong with you? But clearly she's resolved off screen. Or maybe I'm forgetting there was some development along the way, but I could care less, bro, one way or the other.
Yeah.
I just like this a lot more for her, and I didn't expect her to be fighting against X, but I mean, clearly she's not gonna win, but maybe it'll be cool. Is this filming dude going to help keep her alive since he wants to follow her to the end, her story to the end? Oh damn, maybe the end is here. And then he'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice story. Yeah, he's not gonna help out, is he?
I don't think so. I think he's just gonna follow them with the camera.
Yeah. By the way, he's in a lobby of some sort.
Yeah, I don't know where they are.
I think it's a abandoned building, the lobby of an abandoned building, because of all the mayhem that's going on, and he's using this as his base of operations.
Yeah, it's his headquarters.
I don't know. For some reason, I had to key in on that. That's all I got to say. Brian, what were your thoughts?
This is a fun little chapter. Nothing really like super crazy happened during it. I really like the fact that Sandblaster guy tried to switch sides literally immediately after the fight. I feel like it makes sense. He seemed like the least likely to kind of stick to order anyway, just by his demeanor. He just seems like the most likely to switch up. So I think it would be cool to have him on their side. Not gonna lie, he feels like a different version of Sakamoto a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's gonna join.
But that's it. I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, I don't have much to say either. I'm glad someone's finally confronting him on just like not being who he says he is. He's like, yeah, you're literally not my aunt. You're like a crazy person who's hearing things. You know what this guy, the film guy reminds me of? I don't know if you guys ever seen this meme of sometimes people take like a scene of anime that has like a lot of camera work and they animate a little cameraman that's following them around. And I'm like, is this guy gonna be? Yeah, I'll send it to you guys. I think it's a funny thing, but whenever there's like a lot of zooms, like say for example, like the Demon Slayer movie where they're just like flying around a whole lot in the Infinity Castle, they animate like a little stick figure cameraman that's following all this action. I feel like that's what this guy's gonna be. He's just gonna be following these guys with a camera.
Dynamic actions.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I really had in mind for Sakamoto Days. Like Akira was like not particularly a character I've had a whole lot of interest in, mostly because she's not so much in the story and she hasn't been in a while. So she's only here because she's tangentially related to Rion. But it's cool to see her get some shine and get to do something. I'm sure she'll hold back X for a while until Sakamoto gets there. But I'm excited to see what happens, especially since we get a little glimpse of Takamura again. Man, I feel like if there's any mistake that Sakamoto made was actually just kind of killing Takamura. He was such a great character in a sense that like whenever he came on screen, there was like a genuine boost in tension that's just gone in the series now. But I guess we get a little bit of it with X as Takamura. So, but it's not the same, you know? Takamura was special. Did you say something, Josh?
He got killed by X, right?
Yeah. And then his personality was absorbed. But yeah, those are all my thoughts. I don't really have much to say about Sakamoto. Good chapter. Excited for the next one. Shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
För mig pickningen det kör mig som kan chat.
Kagurabachi. And with that, I'm going to pass this one over to Josh.
Thanks, Chris. Kagurabachi, chapter 106. Karma. Oh. All right. In the previous chapter, the sword master himself has arrived. The sword master of the Shinichi, the big bad boss of the series himself. He infiltrated the body of Yura, which was consensual, by the way. And he is now using his body as a medium to reincarnate himself. I guess kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen. Well, anyway, they wouldn't be the only series to do some shit like that. Regardless, yeah, that's what happened last week. He showed a little bit of his power, blew up a few fucking buildings, and seemingly wiped out Samura. We don't know where he's at right now. And he pulled up Chihiro like, yo, what's up? And that was last week. Now this week, we have this mini flashback of Chihiro and his father talking to each other. And Chihiro asks, what was the swordmaster like? And his father responded just like it says there, as they're looking like, I guess, at a book of like, I guess, all the swordmasters, or at least something about him, Akamura himself. So he thought to himself, I wanted to know about his personality and his relationship to my dad, but after that, I decided not to ask any more questions. Yeah, Chihiro's always been very receptive, even at a young age, huh?
Mature beyond his years.
Yeah, super mature beyond his years. We cut to the present time, and Mr. Shiba is at a bus station. I guess he helped transport like a bunch of people to the trains. I said bus station?
Yeah, you said bus station. That's
I
okay.
meant train station. Yeah, thanks. Which is smart, to get the people away. But he notices the energy, and he's like, it can't be. And it is, bro. He's here.
Unfortunately, it is.
And you've got a decision to make. Whether you're going to teleport back to that action or...
He said, give me a breather
sit your
first.
eyes right there.
I'm tired. I've been teleporting for 20 minutes.
Yes, I need a break.
I'm on the bench right now. They took me out of the game.
Quite literally. So the swordmaster has the sword at Chihiro's throat. And Chihiro's like, damn, man, this dude's fast. Like, this guy's really him.
Oh, he's fast.
As he says, how you've grown, Chihiro. And he starts to ask him about like how much he weighs, to which Chihiro finally asked, answer is 70 kilos.
Kilos.
And he's thinking to himself, like, why are you asking that? And he's like, around 3,860 grams. I don't know if that's true. And I don't trust evildoers. So
You don't trust him
anyway,
to actually know what that is?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't believe him. It could be true, but I won't take his word for it. That's
Frank,
for
could
sure.
you look up if
Would
that's
you?
true? We need to know.
How many grams is 70 kilos? So anyway, he goes on to say, I've known you since you were this big. Does the little, with his hand.
70,000 grams.
70,000 grams?
Yeah, 70,000 grams is 70 kilos.
Well, that makes sense. Because, a
So
kilo
was he
is...
expressing how many grams he was as a baby? The 3,860 grams?
I guess so, because that'll be like 3,800 kilos. Because a kilo is 1,000 grams. So if he's 70 grams.
Yeah, he's got to be referenced. I mean, with the context of the next page, is probably what he's referencing. But anyway, he goes on to say, I've known you since you was yay high, yay big. He says, I bought your bib. And hey, I'm your uncle, your mother's younger brother. This nigga's like, uncle.
Unk.
So he's like, yeah, right. He's like, by the way, I've been meaning to ask, why did your father steal the blades away? Chihiro tells him, because they caused the malediction and it was wrong. Wow, got rid of the app. He's like, wrong.
Wrong?
Chihiro's like, yeah, it was a massacre after peace had been achieved and children were killed too. He's like, so that's what my bro said, right? I bet. He's like, listen, those kids that you're talking about that I murdered, did you know that those were the children of the people that committed that genocide? I mean, that committed war against us. They had the same mindset, so I had to kill them all. And he's like, well, it doesn't matter. It's only natural that people have different opinions on the matter. That's fine. And he's basically saying, like, I did what I did, and regardless of how y'all feel about it, that's I did what I felt like I needed to do. He's like, but after all of this, he's like, he forged a new enchanted blade. Why? Chihiro tells him to destroy the enchanted blades, and he's like, I see. I don't know. As we get what can only be described as an aura out, zoom out of the destruction that he alone caused in the city. And that should be something written down. Someone should write that down. Anyway,
I'm writing it down.
But after he says I see, Chihiro basically starts reconciling with the fact that no one ever told him, but it was probably for the better because this guy was a terrible person and there was no reason to let Chihiro know that. You know what I'm saying? There was really nothing to gain at all. Nobody wanted to let him know, not his own father, and everyone else respected that in the organization. And Chihiro's cool with that. He's like, makes sense to me. None of that matters anyway.
I'm mature.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, he's like, the malediction was wrong. So, and this is not Chihiro. This is Akumura, by the way, the sword master. It's like the malediction was wrong, so he sealed up the enchanted blades in the world, and this world is the result. Was that the correct choice? I don't know who says no here. I think it's Akumura who says no. It says and as Chihiro is thinking about, damn, even though he moved his sword away from my throat a couple minutes ago, it still feels like it's there. If I move, I'm dead. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's a huge power scaling thing they usually do in anime. That's how you have definitely at least one training arc ahead of you, if not multiple. which is good news. Good news for the series, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I like stuff like this. Show us that there's levels. So yeah, Chihiro's terrified. Akamura goes on to say the Enchanted Blades have a mission to eradicate evil and protect the vulnerable. And I must fulfill that mission. There's no two ways about it. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, the Sazanami, I know you got a homie. I know you got a homie that's in that clan, and he's actually the son of the leader of the clan, and he has that same technique. And I know that he's in the fucking headquarters right under us right now as we speak. Guess what? He's got to die. Guess what? All of them that committed evil has to die. I'm not psycho. You're psycho.
I love the way that
No
you
exceptions.
dialogue this guy. I love the way that you dialogue it.
And if you're watching the video, you can see all the hand movements as well. That I was,
But you don't understand it. Is
shout
that
out
you
to
have a
anybody
friend.
that watches Smiling
I'm not
Friends,
crazy. You're
everybody.
crazy.
See, you have a friend, see, and his dad was an asshole, and so he has to die because he may be an asshole.
He created all that harm. It's got to go.
You tell
Everyone
me
has
he's
to
not
go,
an
doesn't
asshole,
matter.
but do I know that he's not an asshole? No. So he has to die. No
There you
ifs,
go.
ands, or buts.
Yeah. Therefore, eradication.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah, exactly. See, I'm not bugging. I told you, like, that's exactly what this just sounds like. You know. So he says, no exceptions. The evildoers must be cold. Thankfully, Samura pulls up to, stop the madness. However brief a time, still recovering from being slashed in half.
Oh my
That's-
God.
It seems.
Oh my God.
It's so real that I'm not feeling good about this either, bro. I don't like this either. This is crazy. It wasn't supposed to go down like this. This was actually the way it was supposed to go down, and I was wrong. But somehow by some technicality, I'm right. This is so wrong. This is wrong, bro. We should throw the whole.
No.
I want this. I want to hand you this L bad, but I really want to throw this shit out.
No,
the window,
no,
bro. I
no,
really
no,
do.
no.
This
I have to
has
follow
morphed
my
into
sword.
Something totally different.
I have to follow my sword. And you know what? He may survive this arc. All I need him to do is survive this
Maybe.
arc.
Maybe. We'll see. It's not looking good.
It's not looking good, bro.
finish the
I
chapter.
hate
Let's
it.
finish. It's not looking good.
I
at
hate
all.
it because they tell me, they say it in the dialogue.
Wait, may I?
Yeah.
So before we went on this tangent about stolen valor, misplaced valor, and eerie decisions. Like I said, Samura pulls up, still recovering from the mighty slash of Dragonfly that Akamura unleashed on him, and he kind of like pushes him like a little slightly away from Chihiro. And he looks at and Akamura looks at Samura and he says, even with Suzaku, your healing powers can't keep up. The power of I think that was a typo, immortal phoenix. And yet, Samura, my blade can take your life. I guess it's confirmed. Why can he do it? I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess we're going to find out what he means. And this nigga Samura says, I know. As they both draw their blades and unleash a quick slash, parrying
Josh, I'm
each
sorry.
other.
You know that one panel, what that one panel looks like to me? Where he says, I know. It's that panel, like that meme where you're grabbing the thing, where someone's grabbing your shoulders and they have the big...
Yeah, it's him. It's like the two dudes and one guy has the hand on his shoulder and he's like,
I know. That's what it looks. And I am the guy who's there holding right now.
yeah. It's me and Brian on the other side. I'm the one with your hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, it's you and Brian. I know. And you're cosplaying as this fucking Sawamura, as fucking this guy Samura.
Yeah.
I hate this.
This is insane. Anyway, like I said, they both like unleashed an attack on each other. They, their blades parried. Samura looks back to say, "You okay?" to Chihiro. He actually repelled Akamura a bit of a distance. They put a little bit of gap between the three of them. And Chihiro's like, "Yes, I am okay." And he's like, "Wow, he matched Mr. Samura's EA. That's crazy." Samura's like, "Yo, bro, this nigga didn't even like go to school to learn that shit. He just was nice like that. The only reason he didn't learn this shit is because he didn't like the sword master, the teacher. I don't know why. I guess we'll learn why later on. Wasn't the sword master a jerk or something like that?
He's kind of a
we
jerk.
learned about that in the hotel.
He's Omega,
which was
sexist.
part of this. That's what it was. He was a terrible person.
Yeah, he's like next level sexist.
Yeah, that was in this arc.
Yeah,
That was in this arc, yes.
Sure. So anyway,
what do you mean? Sure, it
What do you mean?
was.
Sure, it was in this arc that was revealed.
I just feel like I
But he
don't
met
know
his
about
granddaughter.
That, man. We gotta talk. We're gonna talk about this later, bro. We gotta talk about this shit. We gotta unpack all of this yet again. But anyway, they're just glazing the shit out of Akamura right now. They're like his skill with the sword is unparalleled. But unsheathe. Oh, it's more glaze. Unsheathe. The Magatsumi has more than just 3 powers. The Magatsumi is the name of the power from the Shinichi. So it is the Shinichi. It is the name of the Shinichi's power. This is its Bankai ability, so to speak. Or maybe just Shikai. I don't know. Right? That's the other one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The Shikai is the normal one. The Bankai is like the special.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they're just like, man, we don't even know like what the true essence of his abilities are. Like, so we're really in for some bullshit. Samura yells to Chihiro, "His ideology is too extreme." I've heard that before. We have to stop him or we'll experience what that's what Republicans and centrists say about people who want, the basic needs of people. Like
Chihiro, get back. He
access
wants
to free
Medicare
food,
for all.
housing, Medicare for all. Our ideology is far too extreme. We are lumped together with malediction enactors. That's crazy. I wish all the people that said that would read this manga and feel fucking dumb. Like, wow, maybe they don't have extreme ideals. Anyway, okay. He yells his ideology is too extreme. We have to stop him, or we'll experience another tragedy like the malediction. Right. Akamura's like, "Chihiro, stop."
Man, stop.
He's like, "I won't stop.
I'm strong.
This is what my dad died for. This is what he believes in. I don't care if you look like Lucifer himself right now." I mean, he looks fucking crazy in this photo here.
Yeah, he's floating 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah, and he's like a Slender Man-esque right now. This is, high level creepiness right now. And Chihiro resolves, and he's like, "As the one who bears the intent, I have to face him. I also have a mission to fulfill," and that is the end of the chapter. Brian, what were your thoughts?
Ooh, man, RGC.
Yeah, this was also my RGC just for the sake of it. Josh, where do you stand? Where do you stand?
It's the universal RGC. What can I say?
Yeah, boy.
I didn't give in.
Unified RGC.
The lesser actions.
Brian, go on with your thoughts.
God damn, Akamura is just such a character. Like he just, even though he's batshit fucking insane, right? He just has he has this very human feeling to him, which is so strange. Like the way that he talks about Chihiro as a baby, like he's like doing these like hand motions, like he kind of feels like kind of similar to Chihiro's dad a little bit, in the way that he kind of like his mannerisms, and he kind of has like this kind of nonchalant like air about him. But at the same time, I feel like his character, the more that he talks, makes sense. He's like an evil paladin in some ways. Like he just has this extreme vision of like extreme fucked up sense of justice. And I have figured it out. Last chapter we kind of touched on it, where it's like he's kind of like this he might have this kind of connection to Chihiro in the sense of like whoever wins, they're right. Mm-hmm. But Chihiro was on the path to becoming like this guy. Chihiro is kind of looking at like the ghost of his former self a little bit, because I don't think it was that long ago where Chihiro was kind of feeling the fatigue of the bloodshed that he caused during all this time, right? Like in the beginning of this series, literally chapter 1, Chihiro starts off the series in a room filled with blood that he shed. Mm-hmm. So it's only in this arc in the beginning with Samura's daughter where he learned that death isn't the only way to solve a problem. And it just takes a little bit more effort to finish a situation without taking the lives of somebody, right? And that evil isn't just something that exists in everyone that's like, punishable by death. Sometimes you have to value life to be able to protect it. And Chihiro understands that. Like his shift in ideology when it comes to the enchanted blades within the past 2 arcs have led up to this moment when he confronts Akamura, because now the buildup of, okay, lives do matter, not everybody needs to die to solve a problem. Now faced with Akamura, he's kind of finding the resolve that, yeah, okay, I was right to feel terrible about killing bad people, So damn, this chapter, just there's so many layers to it that it just feels like impossible to kind of capture everything. So I'm gonna pass this over to Chris for his thoughts.
Yeah, well said. I think like one of the interesting things is like, and they say it within the text itself as well, is that like Akamura represents the absolute like nightmare scenario that Chihiro didn't want to happen. Just like the blades falling into the wrong hands and causing wanton destruction.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason he set out on this journey, is to make sure something like this doesn't happen. And literally the worst blade went to the worst person that could possibly have it. So, it really is just the question he's been asking. But there is also like a layer of, it's not that simple. Because Akamura is making it clear that like there's a little bit of obfuscation of truth, it seems. And I don't know how valid it is, because it seems that Akamura is at least a little crazy, not to say the least. So, but there is that air of just like, oh, so that's what he told you, huh? So, and I think that's like a way of the author communicating to us that there's slightly more to the story than it seems. So I'm curious as to see what that layer is, because Akamura is not denying that he did what he did, but there must be like a layer of something that's like missing a key piece from the story that's like not there. So I'm excited to find out what that is, because if it was as simple, because Kagurabachi wouldn't be what it is if it was as simple as like, oh, Akamura is the worst case scenario that Chihiro was afraid of, and that's the end of story. I think like the reason that we're as invested in it as it is because Akamura seems to be more than what he's what Chihiro sees him as, which is kind of just the blanket worst case scenario, like an objectively bad person who has bad intentions with this thing that can be very bad for a lot of people with this weapon, essentially. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Because it challenges like Chihiro as a main character and his perspective, and that's a very important thing to have in your story, especially nowadays. So I'm excited to see what comes next. But those are all my thoughts, really. Outside of the aura farming is, of course, exquisite as usual in this chapter.
Oh, exquisite!
We have been having quite a aura harvest. So like over this entire arc, and I can't wait for more. Josh, what were your thoughts?
So I want to be clear that I know, like, I gave the whole like psychopath, like, bit, like when I read the comic, but I don't think that we're being, and not that any of you guys implied this either.
Yeah.
Just so like we're all on the same page. I think he is a very sane person. I think he is a person similar to you and I, not the same, but similar. You know what I'm saying? I think he has things he loves and cares about. I think he has things he hates. You know what I'm saying? But like Samura said, he is too extreme. Right now, I think it was important that, like, or rather specifically, I think that the author went out his way to make this connection between Chihiro and the sword and Akamura be really awkward, and or like this uncanny awkwardness, where, like, as Brian was explaining earlier, he seemed very quote unquote human, right? And like I just spent the last few seconds saying, that's because he is human. And he's not this boogeyman creature of like, he's not this divine entity or this demonic entity or nothing like that. He's a person that believes what he believes at the end of the day. And I just feel like the author's doing that on purpose. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, so I don't want to regurgitate a whole lot of the same ideas, but I do really think the series is trying to make a point of, not making us make a decision on which one is right or wrong, but really put it in their groundwork for Chihiro to reflect on why it's truly wrong to take that course of action in the grand scheme of things, rather than it be something that his father passed down to him value-wise. I think that's going to be kind of like the core of this show. I'm pretty sure there's so much more to it, but I think that's going to be important. That's what I'm really trying to pay attention to. But yeah, Akamura, like, talking about how big he is and all of that. I think it's not, this isn't something that's just like for the realm of anime and manga, like, or storytelling. There are parallels to real life. I think when you think about who are your adversaries in life, or I guess, like, on a grand scale, I can't help but think, like, politically, right? I think my enemy is somebody who is a human just like I, but they have a crazy outlook on life, and I don't think they're right or wrong. I don't think that they're, like, factually wrong. You know what I'm saying? I just disagree, and I think that the world could be a better way. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to be factually wrong. I don't have to be factually right. At the end of the day, whatever we do as a society should be a product of our will. You know what I mean? And I just think Kagurabachi is just an example of that. Like, there's things aren't bad just because we say so, I guess, unless you're religious and you really take that to heart, that I'm not trying to step over those beliefs. You know what I'm saying? But for those who don't rely on religion for their moral compass or whatever, our ideologies and the way we think about life is formed on our experiences, both lived and experienced through others and other mediums and stuff. So it's important and I that's why I really like that this is in Shonen Jump, because if they really deliver on this message, but I don't it doesn't have to be on the nose. I just want some development with Chihiro in situations where he constantly comes to the conclusion that there's no acceptable, that is totally unacceptable for what the Sword Master did, and he's ready to not only fight him physically but also counter him mentally, in debate and ideology wise, to say that I have something worth fighting for too, and it's built on my beliefs from my experiences, and I'm going to stop you because of that. That's where I kind of see this going. I'm really enjoying Kagurabachi, and it's a deserved RGC, like it always is.
Yeah, it was beautifully said, man. You cooked there, as the kids would say.
Yeah, shout out to Kags.
Shout out to Kags. Do we have any final thoughts before we move on? I think that was like a good way to leave off. Brian, do you have anything?
No.
Hell yeah, boys. Well, in that case, let's move onward.
We call that easy money, GG.
Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo. This is Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 16, Malicious Light. We open this chapter with a primer on the whole 10 Shadows technique. It's basically a summary of things we already know as Jujutsu Kaisen fans, but as a quick refresher, the 10 Shadows technique is a technique that's passed down through the Zenin clan, and it allows the user to summon Shikigami using shadows as an intermediary. Right now, it's currently considered a forbidden technique within the Gojo clan, and Yuka was only permitted to use an application of the technique that allows her to draw out the abilities of a certain Shikigami. So,
can we hold on? Did anybody else have a little smirk when they read that it was banned by the Gojo clan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I thought that shit was hilarious. Yeah. What about you, Brian? Did you peep that?
Yeah, I did. Wow. I wonder why though. Is it because of Maharaga?
You know what's funny? I think I remember a circumstance at the very end of the series where they explained that the Gojo clan did this and why, but I'm not remembering off the top of my head right now. But yes, it's probably because Maharaga was instrumental in killing Gojo.
And the previous Thousand Eyes user.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, they were like, nah, we got to take this off the board.
It was like one time, nah, right.
Two times?
Fuck out of here. We're not waiting until he gets to the third.
Yeah, only we can be broken. Fuck you guys. Only we can be broken. Yeah. It's not fair.
Yeah, Gojo clan was like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's exactly. No speculation there. That's confirmed.
Yeah. But they go on to explain our guy, the 8-handled sword divergent Sela Divine General Maharaga.
Whoa.
Also known as Big Raga the Op Stopper, if you're into meme culture. I love that like nickname for him. It's so cool. Big Raga the Op Stopper. So they explain that among all the shadows, Maharaga is says to be the only one impossible to tame. No sorcerer in the history has ever done it except for Sukuna, incarnate as Megumi Fushiguro. It can only be manifested in Jujutsu battle through an exorcism ritual by dragging the target itself into the ritual. The participants of this exorcism ritual are Yuko Okotsu and Dabura Karaba. So yeah, Yuko Okotsu is in a state of death already, in a state of suspended death. Only Dabura Karaba's death or destruction, or the destruction of Maharaga, will end the ritual, and that means both of them will die. So, well, if unless he manages to kill Maharaga, but yeah, the idea is that in best case scenario,
right,
yeah. best case scenario, both Dabra and Yuka die as a result of using Maharaga. And in the last chapter, Dabra immediately blasted Maharaga with one of his techniques, which is light. And Maharaga, his wheel turns and it adapts to the light for the first time. It immediately starts speed blitzing Dabra, and man, they start to fight. They start to box, classic Jujutsu Kaisen style. They are throwing buildings and chunks of things at each other and blasting each other, straight up throwing hands left and right. And during this whole thing, Dabra is thinking to himself, it's like he summoned a spiritual being. Given the matter of cursed spirits, this type of spiritual being must be a part of the Earth's unique cursed technique energy system. Cursed energy system. It's not just some indestructible doll made to fight in place of a Jujutsu sorcerer. It has some kind of ability. And yeah, with that,
sure does.
Yeah, and with that, they just start boxing again, man. Dabra keeps like blasting holes in Maharaga with his light ability. There's this really cool 2-page spread where
stacking beams.
Yeah. There's this really cool 2-page spread where like Japanese automatopoeia are being blasted into the buildings where this battle is taking place. I think that's what it is. I think these are like kanji and stuff. It at this point, Dabra is realizing that Maharaga is adapting to his curse technique, and the signal of that is the wheel rotating after every attack. And they explain, and the narrator comes in and he's like, the Zenin clan's cherished family treasure, Maharaga, has the ability to adapt to any and all phenomena, the ultimate counterattack. And strangely enough, we cut back to Tsurugi and Maru in their fight. They're both sword fighting right now. Tsurugi's like, I didn't know you could use a sword. And Maru explains that this is crosses. They sword fight for a while, and they manage to get a breather for a second. Maru starts to think to himself, it's like, so these are the extraordinary physical abilities due to heavenly restriction in exchange for giving up his cursed energy and cursed technique. He's like, now I understand. When Yuka first told me about his strength, I had my doubts, but now that we're fighting, it makes sense. And I guess he asks himself, he's like, how is this different from physical reinforcement through cursed energy? And answers, I guess, the question saying that because he has no cursed energy, his movements can't be read with cursed energy. So you can't really predict what he's going to do because he doesn't have any cursed energy to sense his attacks. And he's thinking to himself, oh, this is going to be trouble. Every single attack feels like an ambush until I can adjust to it. And on top of that, Tsurugi is making use of wield jujutsu by making use of the cursed energy in his tool. And he's like, I thought it was just like an auxiliary tool since he can't wield his own cursed energy, but the cursed tools never run out of cursed energy, so he could just use this technique for a while. And he manages to get Maru on the ground, and Tsurugi is like, it's just, even if it's just Dabra leaves, it's fine. If Dabra leaves, then Maharaga's pact can't be complete. And the the ritual that Yuka used to summon him will be void, and she'll survive. And Maru explains that Dabra won't go back to Simura because he's involved in the conditions of that curse on his sister. So if he goes back, there's a chance that that curse kills his sister. So he's not going back home. And he said it could be it'd be different if the curse could be done with a black rope, but there's no time for that now, is there? And Tsurugi says, Maru, if I win, leave Earth. Let's have a duel with those conditions. And he starts to activate his simple domain, and he's like, you're a warrior, aren't you? And Maru is just lying down thinking to himself, and he's like, I'm sorry, Dabra. I understand now what it's like to be on the verge of losing your own sibling, but I'm afraid of losing my friends too. And then I guess Maru's third eye starts talking, and he's like, and you call yourself a warrior? Will you really insult Tsurugi like that? And Maru...
If I had a nose, I'd smell pussy.
And Maru's eye is like, "Will you really insult Tsurugi?" And then Maru accepts the challenge. He's like, "All right, Tsurugi, I'll fight with the intent of killing you. Try not to die." And then all of a sudden, Tsurugi is flipped around, and he's sent flying. And we get the chapter closing with the narrator saying that Marulu and Cross's curse techniques are chaos and harmony. And that's where the chapter ends. Holy moly. Josh, what did you think about Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, chapter 16?
This almost got the RGC.
Yeah, this was definitely my second place as well.
Right. But then you know what happened?
What?
The fight stopped, and then we got this bullshit. And you know what's so sad? You know what's so sad about this situation? Because I know what the author thought. Oh, yeah, I'm going to split them between these two battles. I'm going to cut it off here and then go back to this one. And it's like, I want to see Maharaga. That's it. That's all I want to see right now. I don't give a fuck. Call me Lobotomy Kaizen head. Call me media illiterate. I don't give a fuck. You can say anything you want. I just want to see Maharaga in this. I'm not the one that brought Maharaga into the story. I'm not the author. Don't be mad at me. Okay? He brought him back. Now I want to see it. That's like, man, I'm not even going to go there with Boruto, bro. But like, listen, man. You can't be. I don't give a fuck about these niggas, bro. Ooh, he's got burning sword and heavenly restriction. He's not Toji, bro. He's not. Christian, is he Toji in any way, shape, or form?
No, he's not Toji.
Does he have any type of aura similar to Toji?
No.
Even tiny in the tiniest.
He's the tiniest bit. He has a tiny bit.
I'm not trying to take that away from you. I'm asking you genuine questions. So if you feel that way, that's fine. I don't. Brian, would you care to answer any of these questions, or? It's okay. He's probably on the shitter. So anyway, yeah, bro. That aside, I mean, I am interested in their fight. It's just like I'm so much more interested in the fight between. It's not even just Maharaga. It's like I want to see what Dabura's got in mind. I mean, clearly, this is. There is no clearly with this series, bro. But I think it goes two ways. Maharaga loses because we learned about this new killing intent type of energy, and he just is not able to adapt to it and gets destroyed, or he does adapt to it and becomes an entity all on his own and is an unstoppable fucking beast. This is supposed to be a quick series, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like kind of a mini series.
Well, that's one way to wrap shit up pretty fast.
Maharaga kills everyone, and the end.
Said what happened was we was all losing to Maharaga, and then the pink haired nigga, the main character from the old series, came back.
Yuji Itadori.
And he tried to fight Maharaga. Who?
Yuji Itadori.
Yes, Itadori. My bad. Sorry, bro. And he's gonna fight Maharaga, and then he's gonna realize he can't do it alone, so he's gonna go find Sukuna's. Like he's still in a puddle somewhere, and he's gonna find him and consume him. And he's like, "Okay, we're together again," and they're gonna have a showdown. Brian, what were your thoughts?
I'm surprised these guys haven't come up to Deborah and said, "Stop, Deborah! Stop! That's a Kalayan, bro! That's a Kalayan, bro! Don't hit it!"
That's true. It is a Kalayan. A Kalayan. How are you supposed to say that shit?
Don't hit him!
You're right.
He's chilling, bro!
Yeah, you hate that shit, huh? It's
So
annoying to be
corny.
true, but I get it.
That is a good point, Brian. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, so it's only convenient when it's actually trying to kill people, huh? Well, guess what? If they don't do anything about it, it's gonna kill people. So
Nah, I think this. I think this doesn't count. I think he recognizes
doesn't
it
count.
as. I think he recognizes it as like the product of someone's curse technique.
I will. Yeah,
He
I will
believes-
say, yeah, Maharaga is not a cursed spirit. He's a Shikigami, and I don't think those things count as cursed spirits. I could Google that, but I'm pretty sure.
are
Hey, Brian's already on it.
Yeah.
Cursed spirits. Ah, you're right. They don't count.
Ah.
I feel you though, Brian.
No, that was a really good point until I realized just like, oh wait, but I think they made a distinct difference between Shikigami and cursed spirits.
Damn. Okay,
Who
fine.
was it that's which one of y'all was it that said that this nigga Kenjaku would be like their lord or something like
That was
that?
me. I said that.
That shit was hilarious.
He would be there.
Like,
Jesus.
oh my god.
You control the Galleons.
Wow.
Well, but you know what? The problem is he eats them. So like people are gonna be like, what are you doing to the Galleons?
No, he would do that shit on the low. You'd be like, I must retreat to my my room.
what's that? What's that over there? What's going on over there?
He's just chowing down.
Oh,
on
he's gonna be a
shit.
katakuri.
Whatever. the fuck.
He's gonna be like katakuri.
This tastes like hot ass.
It's an acquired taste.
Galleons. I love.
Oh, imagine he's telling them like, yo, you know, Callions taste like shit, right?
Yo, Galleons taste like dirty fucking rags.
Dipped in piss or something like that.
Yeah, that's what he
I guess.
said. It was like it's dipped. It's like soaked in piss. Soaked in piss and vomit.
Yeah, keep that nigga. Matter of fact, yeah, you're right. Keep that nigga away from them. He's to offend them on.
Do you guys
on
worship these
levels I
things?
can't even imagine.
You do realize they taste like shit.
I worship these things.
These things taste like straight
You do
ass.
realize they taste like shit, right?
Oh my god. Oh my god, yo, yeah, this nigga would be enemy number one to these people. They have no idea.
These
how
things are
bad shit
fucking dirty.
They could say curse spirits, Italians. Yikes.
I don't know, man. I've been eating your gods for like 15 years and I've never tasted a good one.
Okay. So Yuka channeling 10 shadows by using, like, I did not put it together that her curse technique comes from 10 shadows. Like her like channeling the wolf allowed her to do the wolf fang fist or whatever.
Shit,
was-
Was that what it was the entire time?
Yeah, that's why
That's
why
why I was
they-
so ass.
that's why they showed it like here in the explanation of the 10 shadows. She's been using
What
10
thing
shadows
is
this
this?
whole time.
I didn't realize that because every time they show it, I mean, like Megumi has only ever summoned the wolves, like the demon dogs.
Yeah, but they changed it so that you can't summon them anymore. You can only borrow attributes from them.
wolf
essentially.
fist.
So
It
that's
allows
why.
her to draw out the abilities. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why she was using the fangs, because she was using the wolf or whatever.
And that's her problem, because the Shikigami itself is lame, and then you're only drawing out the ability of the Shikigami rather than using it as a next combat.
Well, all right. We like to shit on Megumi a little too much.
I
Those
don't shit on
Shikigamis,
Megumi.
the way
I
that
like-
he used those Shikigamis were pretty fucking good.
I like
And
Megumi.
even
Who shits on Megumi?
he made the best out of you know why Megumi's cool? Because his 10 shadows, honestly, the highest ranked 10 shadow he had outside of Maharaga, is a B plus at best. At fucking best, bro.
New Way,
Everything
dude.
else is like
New Way,
Way's
Max
the-
Elephant.
Max Elephant
Rabbit
was pretty
Escape.
sick.
Elephant is like a C tier, bro.
No,
It's
Max Elephant
was
situational
pretty
as
sick.
fuck.
Listen,
It's situational as hell, bro.
it comes
dropped
down
it on
to
it.
how smart is the person using the 10 shadows. If you're very
Right.
smart, the 10 shadows are like it's S tier the way that you use the Shikigami. You have to be really fucking good.
No.
You have to be really
I
good.
gotta tell you, Megumi
No,
used
in combination, yes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Megumi used the Max Elephant like a womp. He dropped it on you. It was awesome.
It
He
was.
did.
He used it like a womp and like a B down technique, and then he flooded you with it.
So, listen, I'm glad you mentioned that down B move, right? Like Kirby.
Yeah.
You want to know something about Kirby? In most of the games he's in Smash Bros, he's like a bottom tier fucking character.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't know if that's
Yes.
controversial, actually.
Now that doesn't mean that a Kirby player won't pull up and bust your ass, especially if you don't know the matchup. I've lost to Kirby players bad, and I have characters that are favorable in the matchup, being Wolf and Ness. You know what I think Wolf is. Anyway. But my point is that the shadows in a vacuum by themselves are very mediocre. You know? So it's like they're already mediocre on their own, and all you're doing is drawing out the ability to use yourself. It's like you're shooting yourself in both feet to make yourself like wheelchair bound now, because like the strength, the main strength of the Shikigami, in my opinion, aren't the abilities, but the fact that they're spawning another creature that you have to worry about. You know what I'm saying? With a will of its own, in a way that you could also control. The abilities just made it worse, in my opinion. Right?
I don't know. Nue is a
So
lightning
she's double
bird.
fucked. Huh?
Nue is a lightning bird. And that's pretty cool.
I guess. And most of them did die against Sukuna when he was, you know.
And Round Deer is a healing one.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, that's Gigi's fault, bro. He should have gave us more situations with Megumi instead of rushing to the end. He was fiended out what? To give us Modulo? That's what you rushed this shit for? That's what you threw away your world building for? Don't debate me, Chris.
He's building the world. He's been building the world. He's building it here too.
Whatever, bro. We'll just agree to disagree.
Brian, finish
You
your
think
thoughts.
it was organic?
Oh,
I think it was an abortion of a mission.
Jesus.
That sounded crazy. Mission abort.
To basically kind of finish my thoughts here, Deborah,
Sorry, Brian.
the way that Deborah is fighting right now is like, this feels kind of Dragon Ball esque. The dude's just blasting and flying everywhere, and just
He's
I
spamming
wonder-
key techniques.
the more that we've seen Sukuna fight Maharaga, we've seen Gojo fight Maharaga, and now we're seeing Deborah fight Maharaga. Easily the three strongest people we've seen fight Maharaga so far, right?
Yeah.
And Deborah looks like he would give Sukuna and Gojo problems. I'm not gonna lie, with the way that he's kind of fighting. I just don't know. Like, he's literally doing like key blasts. He's doing kamehamehas. He's fucking evaporating this entire city. And he's hardly breaking a sweat. Like, he's also kind of trying to figure out Maharaga too. It's just, this guy's really intense. We haven't even seen the best that he has to offer yet either, I bet. So I think it's really going to take Yuji to really figure out how strong Dabura is. Because I doubt Yuji's going to let this guy kind of destroy everything. You know what I mean? He'll come out of hiding or whatever to come see what the fuck is going on at some point. Hopefully.
What's going on here?
He's like, what? Yo, who summoned Maharaga? Imagine he pulls up and just one shots Maharaga or something.
That would be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
He's just like, let me save my boy's granddaughter real quick and just handle business.
Yeah, one punch Kaisen.
But those are my thoughts. Chris, what do you think? Oh wait, or Josh. Wait, who is it? Josh, you win already?
Yeah, Josh already won.
I did go.
Okay,
I did
so
have
Chris.
a rebut real quick though.
Yeah.
Josh has a rebuttal.
Oh, what's your rebuttal,
Real
Josh?
quick. All right. So look, Dabura has lost twice. I mean, this dude has lost twice to both Gojo and Sukuna. So I do think he is destined to lose to Dabura. I will say this: I don't think Dabura could beat Gojo. I think Sukuna is like the only person that could have beat him, and I will change my mind depending on how this whole evil intent bloodlust ability works. There's a whole nother element to his like curse technique that we don't know about. These beams would not be touching Gojo though. He would be laughing at this nigga if you ask me.
You'd be laughing at him?
Let's not forget this nigga Sukuna had to literally cheat.
Yeah.
He literally cheated.
Yeah. He said, Maharaga, help me.
He put a grand scheme in play in order to beat this nigga.
Bro, I remember the height of lobotomy Kaisen. Someone photoshopped, you know that scene in One Piece where Sanji is like, help me, Robin. They photoshopped Sukuna's face onto that, and it was like, help me, Maharaga.
Dead ass.
So you may have a point there. I will give you that. Yeah, no, I love this chapter. I'm not gonna lie, Josh. I think I semi agree with you when they switched back to Tsurugi and Maru. I was happy to see. I was like, okay, this is cool. I guess. Like I wasn't as like turned off by it, but it was definitely like there definitely was like a moment.
Like
this is cool, I guess. It's cool to finally learn Maru's curse technique. At least that I think that would be interesting. But man, this Maharaga, you know, I've mentioned that there are like visages of Gege style, and obviously he's writing this. This like really taps into just kind of. It's cool to see that the style that Gege writes his fighting scenes with is still intact, despite that he's not drawing it. And it's possible that he's just like drawing the storyboards, and the artist for the series is just kind of like, not imitating it, but, just like drawing those out fully. And that's why like it feels so much just like the old series. But yeah, this is going really hard so far, and I'm really excited. It's not a whole lot to talk about story-wise because it is just straight hands the entire chapter. So
Classic JJK fashion.
yeah, but I'm excited to see where it goes. I hope Itadori shows up. I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm wondering. Like, I feel like it's kind of a misdirect that it's possible that only Tsurugi dies here, and Yuka somehow survives. Or I don't know. I feel like I don't feel like Yuka's gonna go out this way in terms of Maharaga. Like the summoning of Maharaga is gonna have to take her out. Something's gonna interrupt this fight and break that pact, that summoning ritual. My only thing that I can think is probably Yuji defeating Maharaga and saving Yuka, and then fighting Dabra, which would be
cool.
Which would be pretty sick. But who knows, man? I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if Yuji just never shows up in this series?
Yeah, crazy is one way to put it.
Yeah, I think that would be a criminal offense. You can't just do that.
Yeah, I would call the cops on.
You can't just.
I would call the Japanese police on Yuji.
Yeah, you can't just tease Yuji's return and then just like never never show up.
You can't troll us like that.
Yeah,
bro.
you can't do that.
It's gonna be repercussions.
Yeah, it's bad enough. It can't be Uwe Uwe being the only character who has like multiple lines from the old series.
Yo,
It can't just be
can't
Uwe Uwe.
can't be, bro. It can't be.
But man, yeah, this was a very close second to me. I think it was just like the story, like the plot, stuff that pushed Kagurabachi along a little bit more. But yeah, this was just fucking awesome. Classic Jujutsu Kaisen action chapter that is very fun to read. So yeah, that's all I got. Any rebuttals before we move onward?
Yeah, shout out to Shinji
Shinji.
from Bleach.
Akari?
Oh, are you saying that it's similar?
Am I? I'm absolutely
That
yes,
Maru's
for sure.
powers are just Mr. Smiley Pants.
It's either Shinji's ability or we're like multiversal madness, Doctor Strange levels of insanity powers.
Yeah, I think it might be closer to Shinji. I think you actually might be onto it. I didn't think of it that way. But you might be onto something there. All right. Let's move onward, boys.
Bloody cross.
Dandadan. And with that, I'm going to pass this one over to Brian.
All right. So the chapter picks up where we left off with Okaroon asking Momo out on a date, to which she is like, never in a million years. Are you the kind of person who forces someone to do things they don't want? That's the worst.
May I interrupt you for a second, Brian?
Yeah.
So the title of the chapter is Ken's Conflict, but I do have an alternative title for the chapter, and that's Okaroon, you liar, blush.
Got it.
Thanks.
We'll put that one in
and
the
it has
notes.
to be said in a tsundere tone.
Yeah.
And she starts Okaroon starts to leave, and he's saying, it was a joke, okay? It was a joke. You think I was being serious? I was just joking. I don't want to go on a date with you.
I'm joking.
And she's like, no, you were joking. No, you weren't. You wanted to go on a date with me, but I said no. And Okaroon leaves, and she's like, seriously, what is up with that guy? And as Okaroon is kind of walking home, he's kind of taking it out on himself, where he's just like, he's being impatient, and he was trying to be, proactive, but like from Momo's point of view, he's somebody that she doesn't know very well, and he was just trying to like force his feelings on her, and he's worried about feeling like a creep. And he calls himself a doofus as he starts running off into the darkness. And as he's kind of running away, Momo turns around and just glances back at him as he's running away. And blushing, of course. And we cut to Mr. Manjiro. With Okaroon approaches him, and he's kind of he brings up the Ogre Club and how like all the training that Manjiro put him through, the scrubbing, the cleaning routine, and all that stuff worked when it came to the Ogre Club. And he shows Okaroon, Okaroon shows him how to activate it, and it's just like kind of like it's not as powerful as it was before when he was with Momo, but as he activates it, Manjiro's like, I've never seen anything like that. How are you doing it? And Okaroon's like, what? You haven't? And he hands over the Ogre Club to Manjiro to kind of test it out. And he's kind of tells him, just visualize like you're projecting chi. And he does it, and it doesn't work. And Manjiro has no clue how it's working. But he got it from Granny Ayase. So it's it's impressive that Okarun managed to figure it out by himself. And then Okarun's like, so what was all that cleaning stuff about then? And Manjiro goes, those were just chores. Actually, that was work I was supposed to do. And it seems as though that Okarun's training hasn't even officially started yet. Because he's been busy with his boo tubing.
Does that mean he's does that mean he's like FaceTiming his girl?
No, there's like YouTube for this universe.
Oh. I see.
And then we cut away to Gigi and Miss Shiratori. I forgot her name again. Ira?
Yeah, you got it. Ira.
There you go. So we cut to Gigi and Ira, and Okarun is approaching them, and he kind of gives them the rundown, the fact that they got attacked by Serpos. Momo was with them. All the jazz. And we see that Vamola and Momo are also here. And Momo doesn't want to, like, they both look at each other, Okarun and Momo, and then Momo looks away. And she's like, Ira's kind of like, what's up with the attitude? And she's like, nothing. I just don't want to look in that direction. And Gigi kind of catches that maybe something happened between the two. And he goes, makes no sense to me. The atmosphere does seem kind of bad, huh? And they are kind of, then the argument kind of starts up again, and she's just like, asking me out on a date just because you won? You're such a creep.
She put him on blast.
Yeah, for real. And she goes, you came at me all thirsty for real, and you looked like you looked me in the eyes so desperately too, dummy. And they continue to argue, and Ira and Gigi are kind of like pissed that both their crushes are like hitting on each other. And then Vamola goes, okay, then let's all go on a date together. And then that kind of stops everything for some reason.
She has no idea the context.
And then we cut over to class rep, and I forget this lady's name.
Yeah, she's newer, so I feel like we're gonna find out.
But it seems like they're just, going shopping at the mall or something like that. And they're kind of bonding over vampires and pianos and novels and stuff. And suddenly it gets dark inside the mall, and it looks like nobody else is around. And at the end of this hallway, there are 3 mysterious figures waiting for them. And that's where the chapter ends. Chris, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I really like this chapter a lot. And it honestly, like, it was one of those things that also made me rethink. Because I was also excited that Okarun was being like a little more forward and, just being a little more confident. And I was like, oh, our guy's growing up. He's like, he's putting himself out there and he's trying his best. But you know what? This was a really cool level of maturity for the series to kind of like have Okarun take a step back and examine his own behavior. And just be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I am going a little too hard right now. Maybe she does have amnesia right now. So it's, this isn't the exact same Momo I've been dealing with. She may just she just doesn't know me right now really well, It's cool of him to realize that. And, I think it's an important thing to, especially for like a manga for young guys, to have this kind of thing where, you have characters be very cognizant in the way they treat women, and how to like really, what's the word for it? I guess, just like pursue a relationship with someone, in a healthy way. And, this by showing me, mistakes you can make that are not like devastating or awful, but they're mistakes anybody can make, you know. So I really think this is part of the things that makes Dandadan really a special kind of series, is that it's very realistic and all the kids do feel like, you know, teenagers. You know, it's not like, I feel like a lot of the time Shonen Jump characters or shonen characters in general are very mature because of the situations they're in. They're often child soldiers or just like pirates who have been at sea since they were like 15 and all that stuff. And you know, it's cool to have a series that's just like very grounded like this, despite the fact that it's very absurd and otherworldly sometimes. I don't know how it's going to go with this group date. I think it's a very cute idea from Vamola. I'm curious to see how it goes. Vamola is more and more like, you know, inhabiting like a Starfire-esque kind of character she reminds me of, which is kind of cool. And I'm starting to like her a little more. She's one of the more understated characters in the series, and it's cool that she's kind of getting a little bit of a personality. Not that she didn't have one entirely before, but, you know, it's cool that to see her like mold herself around like kids who are her age essentially and becoming more of like a normal teenager, which is cool. I think whatever villains that are showing up against the new characters, Class Rep and Lord of the Flies lady, I think they're going to be vampires, and this series is interpretations of vampires, and I'm excited to see what Dandadan's interpretation of a vampire is, because we've seen like different phenomena, supernatural phenomena explained in either a sci-fi way or a very cool like paranormal way. So yeah, I'm excited to see. I feel like these are vampires, and it's going to be a very strange interpretation of them. But those are all my thoughts, really. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I'll be honest. I don't really have much thoughts. I guess I am interested in the fight that's about to happen. I really like that I like the pace in Dandadan's at right now, where it's like this little slice of life, and they throw in this little, like, you know, enemy like out of nowhere. It's cool. I don't mind it. You know, I think it's fine if we're not going down this epic arc with the huge you know what I'm saying? It feels like it's slowing down and taking its time, and I don't mind that. Admittedly, the stuff with Okaroon and Ayase, it's cute, and I do appreciate it for all the reasons both of you mentioned, especially the whole aspect of, like, you know, respecting people's boundaries and all that. I do like that the series pushes that constantly, and, you know, also shows organic relationships being formed, both with friendships and romance and family, etc. Anyway, yeah, these two girls are cool. This is the pop star and the Lord of the Flies or whatever.
They're both music based, by the way. I just realized that.
Right. Oh, this is about to be crazy, man. They gonna fight some vampires. That's what you was talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We'll see. Are they alien vampires?
Maybe.
Only the aliens make spaces dark, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, right, Brian? I think that's true.
What was that?
Like, only aliens are capable of making that like subspace thing that they all fight in all the time.
Think so, from what I recall. So I think that's like Serpoian stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe like vampires belong to aliens in this universe.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
But those are your thoughts.
Yeah. Brian, do you have any thoughts on this chapter?
No, not much. I'm excited to see these two characters kind of handling the stage on their own now without any of the main cast. So this is truly their test to show their staying power as part of the squad. Because they're both kind of music music themed characters, I think, right?
Yeah,
like
they're both
one plays the
music-based.
piano. So I could imagine
The other one's an idol.
Yeah, I could imagine that she's gonna run around and find like a piano in the mall or something to play off of. That would be cool. I'm just curious, very curious how those two are gonna function on their own.
Yeah.
But that's it for me.
Hell yeah, boys. Well, that was Dandadan, and that has been our last show of 2025. I tried to play it, it didn't work. There it is.
There you go.
Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, boy, oh boy, there's no jump next week. That's why there's no show next week, is that we're just going to take a little holiday break ourselves and just kind of chill. And we'll see you guys in the new year. I'm very excited. Thank you so much again for, any support that we've gotten over the last year. I noticed, we did have a bump in subscription and likes and shares and comments over the last year. And I hope we can keep that going and grow our community a little bit more. If you like the show, like, share, subscribe it, share it on your social medias. That would be super cool. Do all the things that you can, or don't. We do this for the love of the game anyway. Who cares? We do this show ostensibly for one person, and that's Mike B, who's been our biggest fan, and we're so grateful for. So thank you guys so much. You can follow me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at jdcole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch him where he streams video games sometimes, I think, still at twitch.tv/It's Punchline. Yeah, and you can email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and we'll answer it on our pre-show chat show that we do every week. We did one this week. Should be coming out right after this episode, and we've been having fun with that. I think that's it. Like, share, subscribe everywhere. We're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, we're on that. So do all that stuff. And thanks a lot, guys. We love you all. Do good, be good, stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year. Happy holidays. See you in 2026.
Jalen Brunson is God.